Hey folks, I want to talk to you a little bit today about stored meds and medical supplies. I want to give you some idea of what I've stored up, and maybe it'll help you. Maybe you can give me some feedback and give me some more ideas. I've just pulled out a sort of a sampling of some of the things that I keep that I think are very important to help you to understand. I could not fit all my medical supplies on this table. It would just be too heaped. Stuff would be falling off. With that, let me start on this first one, is gauze and gauze type pads, wound dressings. You can never, ever, ever have too much of these. You can well stock up at your local dollar store, and it's fairly cheap. But if you've ever had someone at home recovering from surgery that you've had to maintain their wound, dress it and redress it, you will go through mountains of this stuff just for an uncomplicated surgical wound. So you could imagine if someone had a very severe wound that you were trying to treat without regular medical attention. So you need to put away a lot of that. I also like to keep a good supply of hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol. Can't say enough about that as far as sanitizing. And it's important to note that you want to ensure that the hydrogen peroxide remains in a brown bottle such as it comes in. You don't want to repack it in something else, because sunlight will actually deteriorate the hydrogen peroxide. Perhaps the most important thing of all is Imodium, your anti-diarrhea meds. Diarrhea in a WROL situation, diarrhea will be a killer of tens of thousands of people. You do not know how bad it is, let me tell you. You need to stock tons of this stuff. And sure, perhaps you've gone to the doctor when you had a little bit of diarrhea, or you had Montezuma's Revenge or whatever, and the doctor said, well, let it go its course, just drink fluids. No, absolutely not. When you have the type of third world diarrhea, you need to stop the loss of liquid and then let your body deal with fighting it off on its own. But you need to stop that loss of liquid and rehydrate. So therefore you need that Imodium. This is just a bottle of ibuprofen. We keep tons of ibuprofen, Advil, aspirin, Aleve, whatever. You just want to look for sales on that stuff and build up on it. Okay, I really have tried and liked this Airborne quite a bit. It's a good product, and it gives you a vitamin boost when you're on the edge, on the verge of getting a cold, and it can help you fight it off. Here I've got a bottle of fresh green black walnut wormwood complex. This is an anti-worming compound, anti-worming, anti-parasite. This you need to look at, and I'm still looking at different odds and ends, things I can put together for anti-parasite, because parasites are what will cause the diarrhea, and you can have parasites for a very long time, and it will lead to your early death if not treated. So you want to look at different sources for anti-worm, anti-parasite. Now, this next array that I've got here is all veterinary antibiotics. You can get these without a prescription. They're for veterinary use only. Are they safe for human use? I can't speak to that, but I've used them a whole lot. Work fine, do the job. You've got some very valuable doxycycline powder. You've got Cipro. You've got all of these things that you're able to stock up and keep without a prescription. If you have a hook on how to get this stuff from your cousin who's a doctor or whatever, good for you. I don't have that hook, so this is the route I've got to go. These are good, and these will save your life if needed. I keep them, and I've bought an initial array of them, dated the bottles, and then my plan is to about once a quarter buy a new bottle and gradually keep my my store up to date. Now, the thing about antibiotics, as far as I know, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, is they don't necessarily go bad. As if you take an antibiotic that's out of date, it's not going to hurt you, but it loses potency over time. So therefore, I do keep the old ones. I will keep the old ones until they're ridiculously old, and then finally get rid of them. If you have other knowledge on this, please educate me, but this is as I know it. There's just a quick overview of some of the meds that I keep. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. Please leave a comment, give me some ideas, and let's discuss it. Thanks for your time. Stay safe.